emphasized with 9, which represents judgment. By the way, the meaning of his name, Barak, in Aramaic, means lightning, but in Hebrew, Barak means blessed. So check this out. Barack Hussein Obama, when applied to standard English gematria, just standard English gematria, when you take a number and assign it to the alphabet, A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, and by the time you get to the 11th one, it's 20. You go by tens, and then you go to hundreds. His standard gematria, the name Barack Hussein Obama equals, yeah, you guessed it, 666. Okay? Barack means blessed, Hussein means handsome, Obama means leaning. And when you take the name, the meaning of his name, and you assign a letter, a number to those letters, you get 666. Total of all 4 gematrias, there's a standard gematria, a reduced gematria, there's 4 different types of gematrias, ordinal gematria. When you take the gematrias applied to Barack Hussein Obama, it comes out to 1,998. It's interesting that all 4 gematrias come out to a figure which is 3 times 666. What are the chances of that? Okay? Check this out. The meaning of the man's name. The number of the man is 666. This requires wisdom. To him who has understanding, let him search it out. Okay? Most people don't take the time to do this. All right? The difference between common and total of standard, ordinal, and reduced gematria applied to his real name, Barry Soetoro, also equals 666. By the way, if you want a copy of all this, I can give it to you so you can take time to look at it. All right? What else? Let me go ahead here and take a look at some other stuff we can tell you about. Scripture says that he would be known as one who is rebellious. Interesting. Rebellious. 793. I don't want to explain this to you all. All right. 793. 793 is the standard gematria for Barack Hussein Obama, I believe in Hebrew. And the mere reverse number is 397. Now it's interesting that the reverse is the standard gematria for the name Yehoshua. What are the chances of this? Get a hold of this. 397 reversed is Barack Hussein Obama, 793. Okay? Now, there's so much. There's so much I could tell you. I'm afraid I'm going to lose everybody's brain on this one because this is too much stuff. Okay, check this out. Ezekiel, chapter 37. Take a look at Ezekiel 37. You're not going to see what I'm going to show you here, but I'm going to tell you what's hidden here. Ezekiel 37. Ezekiel 38, I'm sorry. Ezekiel 38 is about Gog, the enemy of Israel. All right? Now, there's a study called equidistant letter sequences, the hidden codes that are embedded in the Hebrew Scriptures. Now, get a hold of this. In Ezekiel 38, in the portion that speaks about the enemy of Israel, in the word for prince, where it says in verse 2, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him. The word prince in Hebrew is Nasi. All right? Now, in Nasi, starting with the Aleph and counting 7 letters, every 7th letter from right to left, gives you the Hebrew spelling Aleph, Vav, Beit, Aleph, Mem, Hey, which spells Obama. Obama is embedded in a 7-letter equidistant letter sequence where it speaks about the enemy of Israel. Okay? These kind of things don't just happen. This is not like, oh, that's an accident. Okay? Okay. Enough on all that, because it starts to get like, ooh, with codes and stuff. It's like, oh my Lord, stop! Okay? I will tell you this, though. On October 28th, 2008. Now, back in October of 2008, Hillary Clinton was ahead. She was ahead in the race. Nobody thought Obama was going to make it yet, okay? On October 28th, 2008, no, that's not right. Hold on. I wanted to tell you this other thing. No, he had already come. Everybody knew it by then. There was something else I wanted to share with you about those guys in Israel. There was a group called, I think, IsraelInsider.com. They had a website. They were experts in gematria. Let me just tell you from memory on this one. I think it was in the summer. It must have been in July or August before anybody knew that Obama was going to be president. Okay, they figured out that he was it based upon gematria. They had already knew that he was going to, and everybody said, well, how do you know that? Okay, well, it turns out they were right. Okay, and it was based upon their studies of gematria. They saw Barack Hussein Obama equaled the term America numerically. It also equaled the term the work of our hands. 501 was the number. It equaled the number for leader and Ishmaelim, okay, sons of Ishmael, and also the term the evil that will befall us. All of these things they put together and said Barack Obama is going to be the next president of the United States. There's a rabbi in Israel by the name of Rabbi Wachman. Before Obama was considered a possibility, he said whoever the 44th president is, they're going to bring blood to Israel. He based this on his understanding of the word for blood in Hebrew, which is dam. It's 44. The 44th president, the word equals 44. All right? Because Dalet is 4 and Mem is 40. And so the Spirit just revealed to him and said, whoever it is, they're going to bring blood to Israel. And then Obama became the 44th president. The word beast is in the Bible. You know how many times the word beast is used in the Bible? 44 times exactly. 44 times. What is the significance of 44? It's 2/3 of 66. 2/3 of 66. It's a hidden 6/6 because it's 2/3. 44. I can tell you, we are not going to have a 45th president. And I can say that with certainty. I know it because Obama's been talking about a third term. Whether or not Messiah comes when I think he's going to come, the fact is Obama has already decided, he's already said in a speech, he said, you know, I wish I could be president again, but I can't. And he repeated himself 3 times. He goes, I can't be voted in because the law says I can't. Second term is all you get, right? Well, the fact of the matter is, all he has to do is declare martial law. And there isn't going to be an election. He'll just stay. There isn't going to be a 45th president. If you've been with me long enough, you know that I've spoken about the rabbi of the Dark Ages, Rabbi Judah ben Samuel, who was given an incredible insight into a 10 Jubilee prediction that he gave. All right? His prediction did not begin until 300 years after his death. He died in 1217. Exactly 300 years after he dies, it begins. He said that Arabs would rule Jerusalem for 8 Jubilees. That's 400 years. He said the 9th Jubilee, Jerusalem will be a no man's land. No one will own it. And the 10th Jubilee will bring the Messiah. This is what he said. So far, 9 of the Jubilees have come true. Because in 1517, the Ottoman Empire began. And it ended when Britain stopped it in 1917 during World War I. From 1917 to 1967, Israel was under international law. It didn't belong to anybody. 50 years forward of 67 is 2017. So if he's right, we don't have much time. Okay? Now, I don't know. You know, it's getting closer, so I'm like, you know, don't come back to me in 2018 and say, hey, why are we still here? Okay, I'm just telling you, from my studies, the way things are looking, we don't have a lot of time, okay? People are expecting Armageddon to take place before the coming of the Messiah, but you know, I was looking at Revelation this morning and I saw where it says that Satan will be bound for 1,000 years and then be loosed for a season, and he says he'll stir up the nations. And they'll come against again. It'll all happen all over. So maybe our theology is all messed up. Armageddon only happens once. Maybe this thing's going to get held off. When Messiah comes, it all gets stopped. Satan's plan he's been doing this thing for a long time. He wanted to bring the end back when Hitler was in power. But it wasn't time. Okay? And so now here it is again. That spirit of anti-Messiah has been rising back up again. And you know, it's something very interesting I remember years ago from a prophet. And I looked at it this morning, and I want to share this with you. If you look at Revelation 13, what John was seeing when he talked about this beast, he was seeing the entire church age. You've got to keep that in mind. When he talked about the beast which he saw was likened unto a leopard, with feet of a bear and a mouth of a lion, and the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority. There have been anti-messiahs in every age. As a matter of fact, the word anti in the Greek does not mean opposite of necessarily. In the Latin, the actual word is vicar. Like when you say vicarious, it's another that takes someone's place. It's a substitute. Do you know that the popes call themselves vicars of Christ? Ones who stand in his place upon the earth. So by the use of the word anti, every single pope has called themselves an anti-Messiah. Every single one. They're ones who stand in substitute of Messiah. Think about that. We've had anti-Messiahs since Nero. It's been going on for 2,000 years. All right? Now look at this. Verse 3 of Revelation 13 says this, "And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast." Nazi Germany in 1945, it was over. Man, that evil regime is done. Hallelujah. What's happening now? It's risen back up. The beast whose wound was healed has risen back up. Just listen to the news. They'll tell you. Listen to the people that are criticizing Obama. They'll tell you, we've got a fascist in charge. This is socialism. He's like Nazi. This is Nazi Germany all over again. That's what the German Jews, 80 years old, are saying. This is just like what I remember when I was a child. It's all over again. The wound that was healed, and here it is again. It's risen back up. This head that's risen up, that's of the seven, it's risen back up. The eighth is of the seven. This is the final deal. The final age. The final anti-Messiah is here. And his prophet praising him and telling us all these filthy lies and abominable heresies and blasphemies that are coming in, not only out of the Pope, but out of Obama. Have you heard what he said? Some of the things he said, it's unbelievable. I heard him this morning on a clip saying, Jesus wouldn't vote for me. He would not vote for Barack Obama because Barack Obama stands for things that he calls an abomination. Out of his own mouth. Okay. Let me see if there's anything unbelievably important that I can share with you before I close. I've got papers all over the place here. You know, this is one of those very emotional topics for me. I just kind of go off automatic on this stuff, you know. Okay, that's too heady. That's all that code stuff. I'm not going to get into that. I'm not going to get. It's good stuff, but I think most people you need to look into these things yourself. Well, okay, I'll share this much. All right. It's interesting how the numbers work, even just in the verses themselves and the letters, in just the English Bible, okay? When you look at Luke 10:18, where Yeshua said, "I saw Satan fall like lightning from the heavens," right? If you remove the I out of that statement, it's only 36 letters. And 36 is 6 times 6, by the way. Using Aramaic and Hebrew for two key words in this verse reveals a startling point. Lightning is the word barach in Aramaic. And for heights, the heavens above, you look at Strong's 1116. It's a word that's used in chapter 14 of Isaiah where it speaks about Satan who says, I will ascend myself unto the heights of the heavens. The word for heights, Strong's 1116, is ba-ma in Hebrew. The clues are everywhere, all right? So here you have lightning. I saw Satan fall like what? Like barach from ba-ma. Okay, let's return to Matthew 24 because I want to end on a nice positive note. We don't have much time. We need to be busy about living righteously. There's no time to fool around and get crazy. Okay? It's time to be holy. And it's time to live for our Messiah with the days that we have left, however many there are. Look at Matthew 24 again. I want to close with this. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. Oh, I can't wait for that day. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. Don't you want to be alive to see this? And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. The Father has put us in a safe place. There are safe places that he has designed for us to be for however long he has us here so that we can continue doing what he's called us to do. I encourage everyone at the sound of my voice to continue searching out the truth, studying to show yourself approved, and by all means, seek holy living. Because without holiness, as I said last week, no one's going to see him. So we need to make sure that we're ready, be prepared, be those 5 wise virgins. Don't be an ostrich. Don't put your head in the sand. And don't be a frog with the water just turning up slowly. You know? Realize that we're in it here. Awaken. Awaken yourself. And stay awake.